Kingsville now, Border Patrol captured a dozen migrants aboard a northbound train. The apprehension now causing concern that other groups may try to take the dangerous trip as well.
Our Michael Gibson spoke with the Kingsville Border Patrol agent overseeing the situation, one which even our local law enforcement are continuing to have to address on a regular basis.
It seems more and more migrants continue to try and hop aboard a passing train as it heads northward. Well, the Border Patrol chief in Kingsville is putting out a warning that this is not the best way to go about trying to get through this area.
So this number of migrants in a train we hadn't seen in several years, which tells us that the smugglers are taking advantage of that, right?
Elizabeth Almanza is the acting patrol agent in charge of the Border Patrol's Kingsville station. We spoke with her here along these railroad tracks right next to the Vega checkpoint. It was in this exact same spot back on the 14th that 12 migrants were found aboard a train. They were covered by a tarp and lying in a pile of scrap metal.
Those migrants are not looking to give up. Those migrants are looking to go around to continue their trip north.
Here in Robstown, one of the sergeants in the Precinct 5 Constable's office tells 3 News that over the past year or so, they have continually been called out to help search for migrants on trains moving through this area. But during those investigations, they don't always find any migrants.
On one instance, they did make it out of the train, and they call a lift to come and pick them up and take them to, I guess, further down the road, wherever they were heading to.
And the sergeant adds that it doesn't matter whether it's during the daytime or at night. Migrants are riding the rails, and the constable's office is having to take its officers off the streets to try and deal with this growing problem. Michael Gibson, 3 News.
And thank you, Michael. And migrants being found catching a ride on rail cars, certainly not something new to our area. You may remember it was back in June when 14 migrants were rescued from a train car near Robstown. All 14 were treated by EMS for possible dehydration. Officials told us that someone in the train car called 911 about their situation, prompting a response from law enforcement. Still